The Young and the Restless spoilers. 30's full, the 21st of May, 2026. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel for another late night deep dive into the absolute madness happening in Genoa City. Today is a beautiful day, but honestly, my mind is completely consumed by the latest drama unfolding on our screens. Grab a huge cup of coffee or tea, get comfortable, and let's jump right into this because I have so many thoughts and I need to get them all out right now. I cannot believe what they are doing to Nick Newman right now. I mean, seriously? I am sitting here typing furiously in the middle of the night, just completely overwhelmed by this storyline. We need to talk about Nick sinking deeper and deeper into this horrible addiction because it is breaking my heart into a million tiny pieces. I've been watching since 2015, and Nick has almost always been portrayed as the moral compass of the Newman family. He is the golden boy, the one who supposedly has it all together compared to Adam. But right now, he's spiraling so far out of control that I don't even know if he can be pulled back from the edge. And the worst part is that he is trying to hide it from the one person who is absolutely going to see right through him, Victoria Newman. Victoria is already growing increasingly concerned that Nick has relapsed on his painkillers. And let me tell you, Victoria is not someone you can just brush off with a fake smile and a flimsy excuse. She is ruthless, she is observant, and she knows her brother better than almost anyone else. I can already picture the scene playing out in my head. She is going to corner him, probably in the Newman Enterprises office or his living room, and she is going to interrogate him until he cracks, because his behavior is only going to get worse as the pressure mounts. He is buckling under the weight of his father's harsh judgment, the trauma from Matt Clark's twisted games in Las Vegas, and the terrifying reality that he is completely dependent on these drugs. And we already know from the leaks that Sienna Bacall is the one supplying him. Sienna, the same fanatical, violently loyal woman who attacked Phyllis in that dark basement to rescue Matt Clark. It makes me so sick to my stomach to think that Nick is getting his fix from someone so deeply embedded in Matt's toxic web. If Victoria pushes him hard enough, is he going to break down and confess everything? Is he going to admit that he is buying illegal narcotics from a dangerous criminal? I know some people are loving this dark turn for Nick, but personally, I am dreading the fallout. The pressure around him is building like a pressure cooker, and when it explodes, it is going to take down the entire Newman empire. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's pivot to the patriarch himself, because Victor Newman is out here handing down strict orders like he is the undeniable king of the universe. And don't even get me started on his latest directive to Michael Baldwin. Victor has given Michael a severe, non-negotiable order to launch a massive counterattack against a dangerous enemy. Am I the only one who immediately knew exactly who this enemy is? It is Phyllis Summers. It is always Phyllis. How much do you want to bet that Victor is gearing up to completely obliterate her once and for all? But here is where it gets incredibly complicated and deliciously dramatic. Michael works for Victor, yes, but Michael was also recently hired to represent Phyllis until she went completely off the rails and fired him. Michael and Phyllis have decades of history. They are best friends. He has spent the last few weeks desperately trying to save her from herself, warning her about the flawless AI evidence that Victor and Christine used to trap her. We all saw Christine get arrested in the middle of the courtroom because of that AI forgery, and Victor just sat there with a blank expression, letting Christine take the fall just to protect his own empire and set up his next move. Now, Victor is demanding that Michael go on the offensive against Phyllis. Will Michael actually tell Victor that he is no longer representing her? Because if he does, Victor is going to use Michael as a weapon. Victor probably wants to know exactly where Matt Clark is, especially since the mystery surrounding Matt is getting more convoluted by the second. Phyllis literally kidnapped Matt, tied him up in a basement, and tried to force a confession out of him to use as a bargaining chip against Victor. But then Sienna swooped in and knocked Phyllis out cold. Does Victor know about this? Does he expect Michael to track down Matt Clark to use him against Phyllis? The ethical dilemma for Michael right now is off the charts. Lauren is going to absolutely lose her mind when she finds out her husband is being ordered to destroy her best friend. I swear the writers are weaving a tangled web here, and I am both terrified and completely here for it. Okay, back to the point, because I need to talk about the storyline that is actually causing me the most anxiety right now. Let's talk about Sally Spectra and Billy Abbott. I am sorry, but has this woman not suffered enough? Sally has been through absolute hell and back. She lost her precious baby Ava. She just survived a horrific car crash in the blinding rain. She suffered another devastating miscarriage, and she is constantly battling the judgment of everyone in Genoa City. Now, she is terrified that Billy's messy, scandalous past is going to come back to haunt him and completely destroy their future. And honestly, she has every single right to be terrified, because Billy Abbott is a walking, talking liability. I mean, look at his track record. He constantly makes reckless decisions. He gambles with his life and his career, and he never, ever listens to the people who are trying to protect him. Right now, Sally is panicking about Billy's connection to the illegal takeover scandal at Newman Enterprises. Even though it has been mentioned multiple times that Billy is implicated in the damning email evidence, he hasn't actually been charged yet because he technically didn't send or receive the specific emails in question. But come on, this is the federal government and Victor Newman we are talking about. They have been aggressively trying to build a rock-solid case against Phyllis and Kane Ashby for the takeover, and there is absolutely no way Billy is going to walk away from this completely unscathed. And this is where the corporate structure makes everything a million times worse. Phyllis gifted Newman Media to Billy as a parting gift, right? And Newman Media is currently operating under the umbrella of Spectra Charles Communications. SCCOM is Sally's baby. She built that brand. She poured her blood, sweat, and tears into creating a legitimate business identity for herself. If Billy gets dragged into a massive federal indictment for corporate espionage and illegal takeovers, it is going to drag SCCOM right down into the mud with him. I can just see it happening. The feds raiding the SCCOM offices, freezing their assets, seizing their servers. Sally's entire life's work could be ruined because Billy couldn't keep his hands clean. Is Billy's involvement in the Newman scandal going to be the final nail in the coffin for their relationship? I kind of hope so, because Sally deserves so much better than constantly cleaning up the messes left behind by the Abbott men. I know some fans are rooting for Billy and Sally to make it, and maybe Billy will actually step up and take responsibility for once in his life. But let's be real. Contradict myself for a second. It's Billy. He is going to panic. He is going to make it worse. And Jill is going to swoop in and blame Sally for the entire thing. This entire situation is a ticking time bomb. You have Nick physically and mentally deteriorating from drug abuse while Victoria circles him like a shark. You have Victor manipulating the justice system. using Michael Baldwin as a pawn to finally crush Phyllis Summers while the Matt Clark mystery deepens. And you have Sally Spectra sitting in the crosshairs of a massive corporate scandal, watching the man she loves potentially bring down her entire empire because of his past mistakes. I am literally vibrating with anxiety over what is going to happen next week. Are they going to arrest Billy? Is Nick going to end up in rehab or worse? Is Michael going to betray Phyllis to appease Victor? I need answers right now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because I cannot process all of this on my own.